Welcome to the 10 Commandment series. This is part 7. Feel free to circle back and watch parts 1 through 6 if you'd like to catch up. Let's keep going. The 7th commandment is Exodus chapter 20, verse 14. You shall not commit adultery. Adultery means, if you take a look at this word in the Paleo Hebrew, it's the word na'ap. Na'ap means to commit adultery, usually of man, always with wife of another. Okay? So when a man commits adultery with another man's wife, look at this next one. Adultery of women. When a man sleeps with another man's wife, and when a woman sleeps with another man other than her husband. Idolatrous worship. So the reason why it says idolatrous worship is because adultery is not only natural, but it's spiritual. Okay? It's also spiritual. This word adultery also means apostate or to apostatize. To apostatize is to renounce a religious belief. Okay? So when you're renouncing your belief, so when you are an apostate, you are renouncing your belief and your faith in Yah, and that is done through your actions of disobeying what he says and idolatrous worship, putting other gods before him. In addition to natural applications, the relationship that Yah has with Israel is likened unto a marriage because it's a covenant with his people. When they get into idolatry, it's considered adultery against Yah. Let's take a look at an example of this. Jeremiah chapter 3, starting at verse 6. Yahweh said also to me in the days of Josiah the king, have you seen what backsliding Israel has done? She has gone up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, return to me. But she did not return. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. Then I saw that for all the causes for which backsliding Israel had committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a certificate of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah did not fear, but went and played the harlot also. So it came to pass through her casual harlotry that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and trees. And yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah has not turned to me with her whole heart, but in pretense, says Yahweh. So remember, Israel is 12 tribes, and then when the kingdom split, it split into 2 kingdoms, the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Yah is saying that Israel committed adultery against him because they got into idolatrous worship and they began to reject his commands. And when you reject his commands, you are rejecting him, and in essence, you are renouncing your belief in him because you're not listening to him, and you're renouncing your belief through your actions. Let's look at another example. Ezekiel chapter 16, starting at verse 36. Thus says Adonaiah Elohim, because your filthiness was poured out and your nakedness uncovered in your harlotry with your lovers and with all your abominable idols. See that? And because of the blood of your children which you gave to them, surely therefore I will gather all your lovers with whom you took pleasure, all those you loved, and all those you hated. I will gather them from all around against you and will uncover your nakedness to them, that they may see all your nakedness. And I will judge you as, pay attention to this, and I will judge you as women who break wedlock. That word wedlock right there means adultery. So he's saying, because you are getting into idolatry and you're doing all these things that I told you not to, and you're disobeying my commandment, the way I'm going to judge you, I'm going to judge you as a woman who breaks wedlock. I'm going to judge you as a woman who commits adultery against her husband. Look at verse 39. I will also give you into their hand, and they shall throw down your shrines and break down your high places. They shall also strip you of your clothes, take your beautiful jewelry, and leave you naked and bare. See? Adultery committed in the relationships, and there is adultery committed against Yahweh. Let's keep going. Let's go to the New Testament, and we're going to see an example of this. Look at James chapter 4, verse 4. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with Elohim? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of Elohim. So what he's saying is, if you want to be friends, if you want to be companions with the world, you are an enemy to Yah, and that is considered adultery against Yah. James was speaking the same language that they were speaking in the Old Testament. In the Torah, in the Thawara, they were speaking the same language in the New Testament as in the Old. That's why James addressed them as adulterers and adulteresses, because he was saying that they were committing adultery against Yah, and he was saying that they were being apostates. He was saying they were in idolatrous worship. He was saying their companion is the world. So, fun fact, when you see the word world in the scriptures, and then when you dig into that word world in the New Testament, you have to understand the context of when the word world is used, or else you're going to think it's just a universal term all the time, everywhere, but you do the research on that. Let's look at what Yahushua says. Luke chapter 18, starting at verse 18. Now a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? So Yahushua said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is Elohim. You know the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not murder. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Honor your father and your mother. See, Yahushua told him the way to inherit eternal life. He quoted the commandments, and when he was giving him some of the commandments, giving him examples of these commandments, he said, do not commit adultery. So he was referring to the natural and the spiritual, because right away he said, whoa, why do you call me good? There's only one that's good. That's Yah. That's my father. He drew a line between him and the father, because he's not his father. He's the son of Yah. So he made a distinction and said, hey, don't commit adultery. Keep your worship dedicated to Yahweh. Take a look at what 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9 says. Do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of Elohim? Do not be deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor homosexuals, nor sodomites, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers. You see how the commandments are in here? Nor revilers, nor extortioners will inherit the kingdom of Elohim. You see that? He says the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom. Then he lists what is the unrighteous. Then he lists some of the attributes of the unrighteous, and one of them is adulterers. Adultery is in the commandments. He says, do not be deceived, because if a person thinks they can inherit the kingdom and not keep the commandments, that's deception. So The seventh commandment, Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, you shall not commit adultery. Until next time.